All right, Steelers Nation, this week just got real in a hurry. Aaron Rodgers is back under center against the Buffalo Bills, but you're going into that game without the man who's been protecting his blind side all season, Broderick Jones. He's out with that neck injury, and that's a gut punch for an offensive line that was finally starting to find its rhythm. Now the spotlight swings to Andrus Peat, the veteran lineman who's gone from quiet depth piece to critical starter at left tackle in a single week. Losing Jones right now hurts more than just on paper. He's been the athletic cornerstone of that left side, the guy you trusted to get out in space on screens, to climb to the second level in the run game, to mirror edge rushers one-on-one while Rodgers works behind him. When you lose that kind of movement and chemistry, you score later. That's why Andrus Peat becomes such a swing factor in this moment. This isn't a rookie off the practice squad. This is a former first-round pick, a three-time Pro Bowler who's seen just about every front, stunt and blitz package the NFL can throw at an offensive lineman. He spent years in New Orleans keeping Drew Brees clean. He's played in playoff games. He's battled in loud domes and hostile stadiums. And now he's in black and gold, being asked to anchor the most exposed spot on this line. But experience is one thing, assignment is another. Most of Peat's best work in the league has come at guard, and now he's being slid out to left tackle against a Buffalo front that loves to twist, stunt, and overload protections. He hasn't been a full-time starter at tackle in a while, and he's barely seen the field this season in Pittsburgh. That means there's rust to knock off, footwork to sharpen, timing to rebuild with the left guard and the center. The Bills aren't going to give him a warm-up drive. They're going to test his set, his balance, and his ability to handle speed to power on the edge. For the Steelers, Peat stepping in changes more than just the name on the depth chart. It shapes the offensive game plan. Expect more quick game early. Slants, hitches, quick outs, timing routes designed to get the ball out of Rodgers' hands before the rush can really heat up. That's about protecting an aging quarterback and giving Peat a chance to settle into the speed of the game. Tight ends and running backs will likely chip on his side, forcing Buffalo's edge players to fight through extra contact. You might also see Rodgers move the pocket, rolling away from pressure and buying time with design instead of scrambling. In the run game, Peat could quietly give this offense some needed muscle. As a guard, he's built his reputation on power and leverage. He knows how to move people off the ball and how to work double teams. If the Steelers lean into more inside runs and gap schemes, his size and strength might actually give Najee Harris and the backs a little more daylight between the tackles. He comes from time together. This group has to relearn how to function with a different blindside protector, and they have to do it in a week where there's very little reps, not over meetings. You can scheme help, but at some point, your left tackle is on an island, and everyone in the stadium knows it. These are tough times for the Steelers, and that makes this move even more important. They started the year hot. They've been at home in January, could come down to whether your quarterback stays upright in this stretch. Losing Jones, a young cornerstone, feels like the football gods taking away one of the few things that was starting to feel stable. Plugging in Peat is Pittsburgh's answer. We're not folding, we're adapting. He's not behind a perfect wall, he never has been. But he also knows what it feels like when his blind side is secure enough for him to hang one more beat in the pocket and hit that big throw. If Peat can give him something close to that security, the playbook stays wide. If he can't, the offense shrinks. You call fewer long-developing routes, fewer deep shots, fewer slow-building play-action concepts. The health of the left tackle spot quietly decides how aggressive you can afford to be. Now look at the opponent. You're not facing a soft landing spot this week. You're facing the Bills, a team that loves to attack protections and make quarterbacks uncomfortable, even while they deal with their own injuries up front. This game is likely to be decided in the trenches by who handles chaos better. In that kind of matchup, having a veteran like Andrus Peat to plug into a key spot isn't a luxury. It's survival. So what does this move really mean for the Steelers in these tough times? It means the season doesn't have to hinge on one injury. It means the front office didn't bring Peat in just to watch him stand on the sideline. They brought him in for exactly this scenario, when the roster gets tested. If Andrus Peat holds his own, if he can turn that left edge into something closer to a stable platform than a revolving door, he doesn't just replace Broderick Jones for a week. He gives this team a chance to breathe, to let Rodgers be Rodgers, to let the playmakers be themselves, and to keep this playoff push on track. If he struggles, you'll feel it in hurried throws, stalled drives, and a quarterback forced to think about survival of this franchise. Andrus Peat didn't come here to be a footnote. He came here for opportunities like this, to prove there's still plenty of good football left in that massive frame. Against the Bills, we're all going to find out how much of that veteran resume can turn into real protection, real push, and real hope for a Steelers team that refuses to back down when the season starts to squeeze.